Hey guys, we're with Rescued Roots. Sorry. So I'm gonna just kind of briefly go over watering orchids. This is Phalaenopsis orchids, also known sometimes as moth orchids or just at ice orchids or ice orchids. There's a lot of different names that I think I've seen them been go by. Phalaenopsis orchids is the official scientific name. Moth orchids is the common name, and most of these types of orchids will be orchids that you usually see at the grocery store. Something, sorry, um, something that most of these orchids are also called monopodial. That just means that they grow with like one type of um, one growth pattern. There are other types of orchids that grow differently with multiple growth patterns. I can get into that later. Orchids are very easy to take care of, first off. So I just want to kind of go over this video. So I'm gonna show you two ways to water these orchids. Same with the way you water other plants. So you can either water them from the top or you can water them from the bottom. So in this first one, I'm gonna kind of show you how to water them from the top. So this was my smaller orchid I had that I just kind of put in here. That's my clearance orchid pot. So one of the ways is to water from the bottom, from the top. And so first I want to show this. See how these leaves are very firm. They're a little bit pliable, so it's probably time to water them, which is really good. And I'm just gonna kind of water and whenever you water orchids, you do want to definitely water them very nice and vigorously. You should only be watering them when they need to be watered. So sometimes that's once a week, sometimes that's once every 2 weeks. Whenever I'm really good with my orchids, that tends to be once a week. Whenever I get a little tired and I don't want to water them that much, that's once every twice. So you just want to make sure you vigorously rinse that. If I had a little bit more water, I would definitely give that more water. And then, for example, if you wanted to water it from the bottom, you would just fill up the bottom tray like this is now, and let it soak up that moisture. You could leave that for the rest of the night. You don't want to leave it too long because orchids don't like to have wet feet. So what I would do is probably remove that water in a couple hours. So that those are two ways of watering orchids. What you do want to stay away from, like if you do water these in the sink, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. But you want to try to keep the water out of this area called the crown. That's where you will tend to get crown rot if you water that area. I do water it every now and then. I honestly just put all these guys in my bathtub and I water it from the shower head. And what I do is I just make sure they're dry. So if you want to try that, feel free to. That's how I water most of these. This is my orchid area. And I also water those guys too from the shower head. Those are different types of orchids. Most of my orchids are special types, and I just keep my Phalaenopsis just because they're really cute. I actually started loving the Phalaenopsis because of the leaves, just because how much they remind me of succulents. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you.